I hate you people.
Okay, so let me let this thing load up and then we'll get into it.
I got it here. Let me see. Okay, so we've got our
Hate you people.
Okay. Yeah, every single time we go live on streaming on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, it starts playing in the background, so I immediately start hearing echoes of what we've been talking about. All right, so
okay, toxic waste. Oh, that's not good.
oh yeah, okay, so you're just reading that now. You don't have to really know any of that, because that's just what that really is a... Okay, so let's kind of start from the beginning here. We're going to be adding a delve to our game right now, which is from the delve supplement, of course. And it's just essentially a way to organize, a different way to organize when you go into like a dungeon or a cavern, or even like if you were exploring like a big forest, where instead of going like a hex crawl or room by room or something like that, it's kind of a way to organize it that you just hit on the coolest and most awesome parts, which, as somebody who's done plenty of dungeons, I mean, that's kind of what you want anyway. So it's not so much of a grind. And so the delve starts with a 10 to 15 minute basically world creation. And we kind of described things, what we wanted from the place when we first encountered it at the end of last session. So we might actually start there. But we also have to essentially we envision the nature of the place, and we pick the appropriate theme and domain card. And so the theme, you guys could have gone, I know you guys spent hours and hours studying all of the themes and domains, but you wholeheartedly agree with my unilateral choice.
Absolutely. I mean, really, what else could there be?
So the theme would be corrupted. The theme would be corrupted, and the domain would be a stronghold. Because we were saying that it was a secret underground bunker, and that it had been like corrupted by like something toxic. However, the corrupted theme for Delve is designed for like
magical corruption.
Viking, yeah, exactly. So I made some small changes. I basically kept everything the same. I changed some of the names and words and things like that just to reflect a like toxic or chemical corruption rather than kind of a medieval fantasy magical corruption. So we have that as the theme and the domain, but we have some other things that we have to do. So we have we want to basically detail the site. So the theme, I'm going to write that down. I have a sheet here, and I'll share this all with you after I write it, but I really wanted to just write it in on an actual piece of paper instead of on the computer. So sorry about that. I'm old. Actually, you know, it's funny with the stronghold. However, I looked at it, and I had originally planned on doing kind of like a near future stronghold and like changing things up so it didn't seem too.
We did have the guys with the melted weapons.
Yeah, but it's the terms that they use are ambiguous enough that I didn't need to actually change a single thing. It just because it's ambiguous enough, because it might say something to do with weapons, or like one is like workshop or laboratory or ladder or stairwell. We could certainly like add in a elevator shaft, or you know, however we want to describe it, but not really much that we need to really change there. So so we've done that. So our objective. We need to come up with an objective, which is the. I'm getting a little bit of echo here. Is anybody else hearing a little bit of echo?
Not really. No.
Let me mute.
Are you hearing things?
Maybe I am.
You're getting old.
So, in terms of the objective, we want to think about why are we here, and I think that other than a really bad series of rolls, the reason why we're here is because we're trying to figure out what is going on with the. Oh no! You got it, Ben. You can bring out Britney Spears anytime. Just pull it off of your CD collection. I don't know. What do people buy now? So the objective is to find out what's causing the issues with the steam vents, right? What's causing the toxic gases? So I'll write that in here. And one thing that we kind of did last time was we described a place. So what I thought was kind of interesting here, hold on one second. I'm going to go close the door between Gretchen and I.
Oh, poor Gretchen's being shut away.
I think that was an accusation. I think that's what just happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rob did just admit he's loud, which is funny.
Well,
we all knew this, but at least he's come to this realization at some point in his adulthood.
yeah,
What,
admitting
that I'm
it's the
loud?
first step.
That I'm loud.
It's so funny. Just a quick side note, our son was napping and I swing into the house to grab something and Rob's sitting there with his headphones on doing his work and all of a sudden he's like, hey, did you hear him? I want to show you this thing. And I'm like, Rob, shh. Baby's sleeping.
Yeah, I did that like person with the headphone on yelling thing. Yeah, so I am old. So we described the beginnings of this delve already, and we had kind of fallen into this room.
Literally.
We saw these bodies of obviously two sides of people sort of fighting each other. They had these weird melted weapons. There was weird sort of melted technology, and they had these crystals kind of coming out of their wounds,
Crystals.
within the center of which were growing blue orchids. But what was great about last time and why this really works is we didn't actually come up with what does the room like really look like. And one of the things that I thought we could do is because part of the process is coming up with a site name. And I thought it might be kind of cool to imagine, to start off this session by imagining what does the room look like, and maybe it says something on the wall or like on a old still somehow powered computer screen, or literally painted on the floor, or property of, or any of those kind of things we can decide. But what do we want to call the site? Does anybody have any ideas? How big are we thinking this place is going to be?
The entire place or the room?
The entire place.
Hmm.
Because I'm like, if it's an underground bunker, I mean, we could name it something like the Oasis, or like Salvation, or something along those lines, because it was like a bunker.
The
But
outpost?
if it's like a military, yeah, go ahead.
The outpost?
The outpost. Could do the outpost. Could look at oracles too. Although the oracles would be a little bit contemporary to our game time period. Let's roll on an oracle. Let's roll on a place oracle and see what comes out and see if we like it.
Sure. Why not?
So it's a D20 and a D20. if somebody wants to roll that. Amanda, you probably have the dice most handy. Although I saw that Crown Royal dice bag over there, Ben.
16.
A 16 and...
Oh. And a 4.
Well, that would come up with the name Fernside, which I don't know if really fits this.
Probably not.
Place. But I mean, we could still go with it.
I like what Ben put in the chat.
What did you put?
Senator Joseph Manchin Coal Research Facility.
Yes, that's it. That's what it is. Okay, so now we have...
It's got to have a plaque with his face on it, though. Like put way up high on the wall.
I'd like to make a suggestion. We either change it to governor or president.
Well, he was governor, actually, I think, at one point.
Perfect.
I think governor.
Governor?
Yeah, I mean, governor just sounds like a little bit more nefarious than senator.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I like it.
It's true.
Okay, so Governor Joseph Manchin Coal Research Facility.
He was indeed the 34th governor of West Virginia.
Wow, okay.
I thought he was. Yeah. Perfect.
So we must see that somewhere. Maybe like it's in the over top of like an arching entryway that like we're like in crumbling debris.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like even behind us we can see like massive doors, like a massive tunnel that obviously came from somewhere, but that's like totally collapsed now.
Wow. Yeah.
Like it's just totally overrun.
What about
maybe glowing a bit.
Yeah, what about it's the rusted, decaying leftovers of a security checkpoint? Like metal detectors that aren't working anymore and a conveyor belt.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And what about
there should be like a big like display of like a big model that goes along of like coal mining in West Virginia through the ages or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like the history.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's all homey and like
it's got like carved wood or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it starts with like some dude with a wagon, like a horse in a wagon, like cart. You know what I mean? Makes it sound like so low working class, normal
and
guy.
no mention of coal mine towns anywhere, of course.
No.
Well, no, there's mention of them, but they're these wonderful utopias.
Perfect.
Where people took care of one another and valued traditional family values.
God, family, and country,
and hardworking, honest labor.
Oh yeah, and samples of the script.
Not dangerous at all.
No.
So I want to add in something here to relate to last session where we met the creature Vader. What if because you mentioned there's like this like decaying technology for like a security checkpoint. How about some of the bodies are kind of like morphed with them, like the pieces and the bodies have fused together. Like maybe they died on one of these things and now like they've kind of come together, and around there are like more of these crystals like are kind of growing in those spaces. Okay. And maybe the crystals are even like glowing a little bit, like there's like an internal sort of energy source of some sort.
Cool. Yeah.
Gretchen, you got anything you want to add to this scene thus far?
No, not yet. You'll hit something that really triggers me, my imagination, but right now it just seems very, I don't know, well-rounded at this point.
Well, I don't want to trigger you ever, but we'll go ahead and
yeah, you got to live with
trigger my imagination.
Why don't we at this point put together, let's decide the rank on this place. Like how much time do we feel like we want to spend in here? We could, And actually, it doesn't have to be that we reach the end of the place. The place could have even more levels, but how long of a time do we want to spend looking for the thing we're looking for? This is essentially part of our...
I mean, this place would at least seem dangerous, right?
It's gotta be, right? I feel like it's at least dangerous.
I thought we'd kind of discussed this a little bit last time, and
had we?
thought that maybe it was formidable, but I could be easily misremembering. I've slept since then.
Let's see here. Did we?
I
Get to
get
the
like a
vents, we
vague
completed.
recollection, but
Yeah,
I'm
I think we
not
maybe
sure.
had started just to do that, and we had... I don't know if we had actually gotten all the way to that part of it, but I mean, dangerous sounds good, but we could do formidable. Formidable would take it much longer. I mean, it would take it longer to...
Here it is on our progress track. You're
is it?
finding a way because you were having trouble with getting the strike through out. It's on the shared vows and supplies sheet on the progress track.
Where did I put it? I don't see it. I see get to the vents and bear excavator.
And then
It's
under that,
right below it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of the line through it.
right.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. God, I'm such a... I don't know.
You're
Terrible
doing
with
great.
technology. Find a way through the
There.
coal research facility.
I fixed your strike through problem.
I still see it.
Hit refresh. Nope, it's gone. It's back. Oh well.
Hold on, let me try. Here, let me do this.
It was fine until you
Okay.
touched it.
Yeah, it was fine. I blame Rob.
Can you fix it? Now it's gone. Just can you type it in there? Do the whole thing. You're in charge now, Amanda. All right, so do we want to do dangerous or formidable? So dangerous will give us 2 hash marks per progress point. Formidable will be 1. I would estimate that if we do formidable, it will probably take us 3 sessions to get through this. If we do dangerous, it'll probably be this one, since it's going to be slightly shorter session this time, and probably next one will finish it, is what I would guess.
Let's do formidable. This place sounds ominous.
Okay, so we're going to do formidable then.
It could get a lot worse.
I think this actually sounds like it could be really fun too.
Yeah.
And that's
I mean
actually
that
part
the
of it
best way
too.
possible.
Yeah. It's so funny. I still have strike through on mine, by the way. Man.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it was fine until you messed with it.
There you go.
There, it's gone.
I did it.
Oh, good.
All right.
welcome.
And then so now we need to choose some denizens. So there's a chance for us to run into stuff in this place. And so there's a denizens matrix basically. And we roll a percentile to see what we come up against if we find a denizen. But obviously we don't really know what a lot of the denizens are going to be, but we can come up with some things that we've already encountered that we can add as denizens. I would suggest, let's see here, we recently encountered the shutter. I would suggest shutter. A shutter could be maybe even a common denizen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something that is...
Was the shutter that Karl encountered a full-grown?
I actually
version?
had some thoughts.
So
On that.
let me give you
Do
the
they
description.
metamorphize as they get older?
This is exactly Amanda's description. A raccoon-sized, naked, six-legged, lamprey mouth creature.
I mean, that sounds horrifying.
That's nightmare fuel. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So is a
Um,
bear excavator.
I was thinking they were colony creatures, and that what we found was actually one of maybe 3 or 4 different castes, like workers versus drones versus queens.
Oh dear.
That was just my thought.
Okay. Let me add on to that because I have an idea about that I think would fit.
They're tunneling in through this place.
I was looking. Oh yeah.
I like it.
So I was looking for images to use for this thing, and if
find one, I'm going to be alarmed.
I did find one that would actually fit. And let me see here. I'll share it here in the chat. I put it in the Notion. Here, if I can. Oh, come on. But basically, it was an arm with a big tentacle monster, attached to the end of the arm with the finger and hands coming out of its back, and basically with tentacles on the other end and a lamprey mouth in between those tentacles.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Well, I don't have it here for some reason in. Let me see. Here, you know what? I'm going to do this the simple way. Since I can't find it, I'm just going to take a screen grab and I'm going to show you guys. But let's see here. I'll put this in the chat here. But what we could say is that it's essentially a fusion of like a body part and like a human or humanoid or mutant body part and something else. So maybe if you're talking about this like society like what you're mentioning, Amanda, with like a queen and workers and things, maybe it's sort of like those that get like the heart or certain organs or like the warrior end up being like the warrior kind of class. Those who like maybe ingest like a brain become queens, and then like when you're just generic body parts, those are like the workers. So the image that I put in here, I don't know if you guys can click, if you can see it in the Zoom chat.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I don't see it.
Is it in the Zoom chat? Can you see in the Zoom chat?
Yeah, it's in the Zoom.
I can't see it for some reason. It's weird.
Oh, hang on.
That might be a good thing. This sounds terrifying.
No, it's great. But what about we do something along those lines? So why don't we just call these
it's in the
things?
Facebook chat too.
Okay, cool. We'll call these Shutter. And maybe we'll put like Shutter Worker.
Okay. Yeah.
As common. Let's see. Shutter like. What would what are the warriors? What would you call them?
Wait, where did you find this thing?
I just did a random search on the internet image search.
You're not allowed to do that anymore.
So do we want to say it like we'll say I'm just gonna say warrior just to keep it simple. We can name it something else. So we'll do worker, warrior, and queen.
Why don't you go drone? Maybe. A worker would be drone.
Let's just call them drones, though. Drones is a better term.
Yeah.
It's a better term. And we'll go drone, warrior, queen, very common, uncommon, and rare. So the queen is... Actually, I'm going to put the queen on the... Yeah, so the queen has a 3% chance of coming up. So there's a chance, but it's pretty small.
And she's friendly, right?
Oh, cuddly and soft and fuzzy.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah, especially on the inside where we'll be.
Now, and I've also established...
Lady of Light.
Ben, when you were imagining Vader, the excavator bear creature,
yes,
were you thinking this creature could like dig? And like
well, it is part excavator, so I would say yeah.
I think we should call this a rare creature then. I think we should call Vader a rare creature.
Yes,
please.
Giving it a 3% chance of running into it as a denizen again.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But I actually think this like...
I mean, it may have a path up and down there for all we know.
Oh, God. I think the creature machine hybrid, though, which we might want to eventually come up with a classification for that. Yeah. I'm just gonna put that as like an uncommon thing, like creature machine hybrid, and we can call it whatever it is. Just like that's an uncommon sight, because we're kind of seeing some of that right now, like in the room that we're in, even though it's not active.
Yeah, because not all of those would be equally problematic.
No, I think it actually would depend a lot too on our rolls and upon approaching it. Are we like failing, missing, or maybe it could be something beneficial too? So
some of them might be edible.
I don't know, there could be a cat with like a stapler on its hand, which sounds terrifying.
But all kitties come equipped with staplers on their murder mittens.
No, I think Amanda's got a point there. Yeah.
What is this swing like?
What if the cats had tails that could electrocute you?
Nice.
Tip.
Oh, no.
Kitty tasers.
Mutant cat. Why don't we just put mutants?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down as a common one as well, like, because we can put, and that is well open-ended enough that whoever is in control of the narrative there can kind of take it and run. And I would suggest we filled up half of the denizens chart now, Matrix. So let's stop there, and we'll allow the fiction to fill in if we happen to roll something that's not on there. So.
Awesome.
Believe we're about through with the creation process here then. Okay, so we're going to set the scene, and then we're going to do the action. We're going to start with a roll here to get us going, and we're going to and that move that we're going to do is to delve the depths move. But we've kind of envisioned the scene, so I think that, I don't know, maybe we want to reset the stage. I vaguely remember that it was Dollywood who had, through the Lady of Light, is it Lady of Light? Is that who it is? Is that right?
Yeah, Lady of Radiance.
Lady of Radiance.
It's
Lady of Radiance.
We're the heathens, so you can't expect us to get it right every time.
The Lady of Radiance led us into this pit of hell right now. And so I think we were like, some of us, I'm a little injured. So I must have gotten a little bit banged up from this process at some point along the way. Oh no, actually I have no injuries.
No, because I healed you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Mushroom Fairy's the only one that's still got some spirit damage, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm a little shaken.
Yeah, because we haven't found a way to pet her back into happiness.
We're working on it. Baby steps.
So let's envision the scene here like a little bit further. Like, what do we see in this room? Like, what would make us want to continue forward? I mean, we obviously know. I kind of imagine there must be some sort of
I don't think there's anything in the room that makes us want to continue forward. I think it's the horrifying sound of something trying to burrow into the ground that's making us feel like we gotta go.
Yeah.
I want to say that there's like a dark hallway, and it's like obviously very constructed, very like interior constructed. But I want to say that like there was like sliding doors at one point, like sliding security doors.
That works.
And then they're like maybe one just kind of off the hinge. The another one obviously has like been beaten on like forever, but there's only like the barest of cracks because it's like this super high density glass. And I want to say like maybe there's even like a faint flickering red light like in the distance. Like maybe there's still something, a little bit of power somewhere,
and maybe just the slightest hint of like a breeze, like a draft, that there might be another way out somewhere that way.
I like it. All right, so let's delve the depths then. So, who's going to take the lead? I guess we should like role play now.
Well, I guess that's me, since I am the underground. Do live in a cave, after all.
So the ground broke beneath us, and we don't have any light. the Lady of Radiance. She gonna show up at some point here soon, Dollywood?
Well, what Dolly does is she raises her palm up, and the mechanical device that is her hand sparks a small light blue flame that casts a eerie blue glow around everything. But that only leaves her with one hand free. So use it wisely.
Do you want to try to do you want to, so if Shiitake's going to lead the way, Gretchen, do you want to try to provide her with an advantage?
Sure.
Because you are using your device there to so you could secure an advantage for her.
Okay.
And you're gonna roll the normal dice, but you're gonna want to think about what you consider this in terms of the stat.
Well, would it be, gosh, I don't know.
I mean, you can make it, you get to justify, like, none of us get to tell you how to use your stats, so.
I kind of feel like in some way it might be wits. Perhaps because the sacred flame is not usually supposed to be used as a flashlight. So Dollywood is justifying it as showing her teammates that the Lady of Radiance will always guide their way. So she's fooling herself into, twisting the rules for the betterment of the team.
All right, awesome. Well, go ahead and roll then, plus wits.
Okay, so I rolled a 6, and then that would be plus 3 for wits, and yeah, I got it.
A strong hit or
yeah. Well, no, wait, I got a 10 and an 8, so I got a weak hit. Is that right?
Okay. So on a weak hit, your advantage is short-lived. Take +1 momentum. So there's a little bit of light. You can describe it. You can narratively describe it, but Shiitake is going to get a momentum, +1 momentum.
So, yeah. Dollywood raises her hand and mumbles some light prayer to her goddess, and the flame sparks up and casts an eerie blue glow as they walk forward. And because it's twisting the rules a bit, the flame will get dimmer, but not necessarily go out, but it definitely casts more shadows. It makes it trickier to see what's ahead, but we don't fall on our faces.
Nice.
But stepping on the tail of a shutter, quite possible.
Shush. Shush.
Yeah. Karl just gets a little bit closer to
Right.
Dollywood because it's dark.
All right, let's see what we can do
I'm
here.
in the dark.
Let's do
I'm
it.
undertaking a journey, right?
You're actually delving the depths.
Delving the depths.
It's, I'll read this. When
Okay.
you traverse an area within a perilous sight, envision your surroundings, which we just did, then consider your approach. If you navigate this area with haste, roll + edge. With stealth or trickery, roll + shadow. With observation, intuition, or expertise, roll + wits.
Last one.
Sounds-
We are going slow and cautiously with me carefully extending my foot and my rifle butt to make sure I'm stepping on firm ground. I've of course traveled in darkness most of my life, so I'm pretty comfortable with this, and I know what to watch out for. Although this is an unnatural environment, so it could end badly. Yeah, it's gonna end badly.
Did you miss?
Yeah, I missed.
Ben,
Okay.
damn it, switch your dice.
All right, so I'll just tell you this so everybody knows. On a strong hit, you delve deeper, mark progress, and find an opportunity. On a weak hit, roll on the following table according to your stat, and there's a table below. And then it says on a miss, reveal a danger. So now we're going to reveal a danger. So, but I would suggest actually, rather than starting there, let's describe the environment beyond, and we can reveal the danger within.
Okay. So let's say we move down a.
Well, here, why don't we go ahead and roll the oracle?
Oh,
See
okay.
what it says.
Yeah, let's try that.
Go ahead. Roll the percentile.
51.
So that would put us at barracks or common quarters.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and reveal a danger, and we can kind of combine those two things. So go ahead and roll another percentile here. I'll tell you what the...
1.
All right, so we check the theme card, and the danger is a denizen spawned from toxic waste.
Oh dear.
Great.
So if you want to describe that.
Yeah, so I'd say we come down into what looks like it used to be a kind of a fairly good-sized room. Maybe like to our eyes would probably look like a hall where people would gather. Probably gather to feast, which means it's a cafeteria. So there's chairs that are like thrown all over the place. There's a door over on the right hand side that has been like barricaded by there's chairs and tables piled and pushed up against it. And then there's another door over to the left that looks like it's been smashed open, and there's kind of blood and bodies around it, and the bodies are looking like they're all missing bits and pieces of limbs. Some of them have the little crystalline stuff growing out of the stubs. Behind, kind of at the back of the room, is like a kitchen area, and there's a big freezer door that's open, and we could see something big back there. It looks like it's about about as tall and wide as the freezer door itself, and it's kind of hunched over, and it looks like it's got these clumps kind of on it that look like well, it's really dark, so I guess we can't see it very well, but it has these really dark clumps on it that that kind of catch little bits of the light, and it's kind of hunched over a little bit, and we hear the sound of just the loud sound of something chewing. So needless to say, I stop as soon as I see this, and I'm like, was there another direction to go?
So I kind of want to add in a little of this too. I imagine. So you didn't describe the creature having like eyes.
Its back is to us.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I want to say that like there's these like there's like these like kind of like holes that like start to extend out a little bit, like they would extend into a tube, but maybe just like an inch or two, you know, like so it's just like, but there's this little sort of tubey like holes kind of tubey like things coming off of it, but like kind of like volcano shaped, you know, like imagine like Mount Fuji kind of shape, like kind of like coming off of it, and like as we enter the room, and Shiitake's like, it kind of stopped. This chewing sound stops, and those things like are going like it seems to be sensing. Like we don't. Maybe that allows it to taste something in the air. Maybe it's a smelling thing. You don't know, but we don't know. But it like just that little blue light that's coming from Dollywood's glowing hand thing. You could just see this like.
Yeah.
And it's what's
the most horrifying
the room,
thing here
right?
is that sound effect.
Yeah.
Somehow worse than the chewing sound.
Yeah.
And I imagine we have to get at least across this room to get out of here. Maybe there's like the only exit is like on the other side of the room.
Well, it's like ahead of us, and then there's that exit off to the left, and then there's the barricaded one to the right. Unless anyone can see another exit.
I like that. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I only see the horror in front of us.
Yeah.
Hey!
I don't want to play with the nasty monster.
I make a motion to Karl, because like we've traveled together before. And then like I motion back to like the hallway just outside of like the big kitchen area, and I start like carefully creeping back so that way we can like it at least we won't be in the same room with it while we discuss what we're gonna do.
Escape when the other one's getting.
Yeah. I stare at you with sort of vague incomprehension until the penny drops, and then start creeping back.
All right. Yeah, well, Dollywood will get the hint and creep out as well.
Well, I think some of us need to be making a test to see how quiet we are.
Yeah, you're probably.
I mean, we could face danger. You guys want to just should we all do a face danger?
Why
I
not?
mean, I think it definitely senses us if it's doing the.
Plus, you mentioned like tables and chairs and stuff. Like we could try to be backing out and like bump into it and like make a noise, or I mean, anything can go wrong all the time.
Dancing on potato chips.
I don't know if my character has seen buffalo nor potato chips ever in his life, so.
Alright. So shall I face danger?
We all face danger. We all have to face danger. Because any one of us could fuck this up.
Alright.
My track record's not so good. I'm doing a lot of learning from my mistakes.
I'm going to courageously make sure that I'm the last one out of the room and that everybody else is safe before I'm... If anybody's going to draw its attention, it's going to be me. So I'm going to use heart.
Well, I mean, the way I've been rolling.
Well, granted. That's my plan, anyway. Of course, no plan survives Mushroom Fairy.
I'm going to use Shadow because I feel like that would be creeping, and I got a strong hit.
I got a weak hit. I'm using Shadow as well, but I got a weak hit.
I'm trying to use once again trying to use my expertise to slowly guide myself out. Oh, mother of
Ben,
dear Lord!
Burn those dice. Burn them.
So I rolled a 1 on my d6, and I rolled an 8 and a 9.
Oh God!
On the 10. So
why do your dice not like you?
So I think
why don't we Amanda, how did you do?
For once, I actually got a strong hit on something that wasn't fighting.
Why don't we let Karl and Dollywood go first, and then Roach will do his weak hit, and then we'll let Shiitake destroy everything.
Fuck it all up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So Dollywood, you're probably more at the back, or Karl was going to be the last one to leave. I don't know which either one of you want to go first.
Go for it, Dolly.
Dolly can creep out first. That's fine.
Go for it.
So yeah, Dolly just starts palm still up, starts creeping backward. But as she's creeping backward, she keeps her hand further extended. And it's creating this very weird look of her like, I'm leaving, but I'm still here for you. Because that's what the Lady of Radiance would want for my companions. But I'm getting the hell out of here.
All right. And I will also moving backwards, but I'm specifically not overtaking the other folks. So, like, I slide back a step and I check the position of the others, and I slide back a step and check, and just kind of knowing that sooner or later something horrible is going to happen. So of course I got my spear ready.
Roach, like, he starts backing up. But he kind of keeps like looking back at the thing. And you can see kind of like the sweat kind of dripping down his face, even though it's not even all that hot. I guess kind of maybe we described it sort of as being kind of humid, but like the sweat's dripping down his face, and he's like kind of like stepping back, and he keeps like, and then as Dollywood moves back and the light moves off of the creature so we can't see it anymore, and all we can hear is that I can't remember what the sound was. All we can hear is that like sucking sound. He like stops, and anybody who is behind him can see he's like visibly shaking. And he just kind of like he basically shuffles his way out of there. And I'm going to take a stress, or I'm going to endure stress, which, let's see here. What does it say actually here? Yeah, I'm going to endure stress. It says one stress, or do I take stress equal to the monster's difficulty? Because it says you're dispirited or afraid, endure stress, one stress.
I think it's just one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just because I'm not fighting it. It's just because I'm in the presence of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I take a stress. And I'm starting to fray around the edges a little bit. Roach has definitely looked more confident. I guess I'm down 2, but I do have to endure stress. I guess I'll do that really quick.
I don't think you have to until.
Well, it says you do.
Yeah, you don't have to roll until I don't think you have to roll until your spirit is 0. Oh no, wait.
You do roll. You just don't roll on that terrible, like death table. Plus spirit or heart, whichever's higher. My spirit is 3 right now, so I'll just take that. Okay. And that is a weak hit. So I push on.
Oh, good.
I press on. But I'm definitely, like, there's a visible sense of relief as, like, all of my muscles, like, relax, like, quickly as I get back into the hallway. And I clearly move to be behind, like, the broken door that's hanging off of, like, its hinges. So the door is between myself and the sounds that the creatures.
You went all the way back.
Well, into the hallway, right? Isn't there like a hallway right there?
There was a hall. Yeah, we went down a hallway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine that we're kind of just taking a step back to where we can talk, wherever that is.
Okay.
Just far enough back that we're not like
All right,
not going to hear us.
So everyone's withdrawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can make a plan.
Plan, of course.
Ostensibly.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of course. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Gotta pay the price here because I have
Good luck in there, Shiitake.
Okay. So, what's that? Yeah,
Good luck in there.
So
You're gonna need it.
I start slowly backing up. Kind of watching my step, being very quiet, very careful. The thing doesn't seem to be reacting to my presence yet, so I feel like I'm okay. But as I'm withdrawing, there's a kind of like a tangle of like chairs and tables and a body draped over top of it to my right. And as I'm going back, I kind of like because my eyes just naturally pick up this sort of thing. I notice that on this kind of like partly preserved, partly decomposed body, there's a cluster of strange looking mushrooms sprouting from its elbow. I've never seen mushrooms like this before. They're very strange looking. They're very odd. My eyes immediately go to them. I glance over at the creature. It does not seem to be aware.
Oh, God.
I decide to chance it. I reach over and try to pry loose some of these mushrooms. But immediately as I grab hold, I realize that something is amiss because they're actually adhesive, and so they catch to my hand. And they're connected somehow. There's a little cluster of the blue kind of crystals on this body, and that suddenly like starts to glow, and it sends an electric shock through that mushroom. And I try to withdraw suddenly as I'm getting like zapped. I manage to pull my hand free, but in doing so, I dislodge the body, which slides halfway off the table and then tips the balance of the table, which comes crashing down with a bang that echoes throughout the entire room and even way back down the hallway. Roach just hears this.
Oh my God.
Here, like this. And then, like, for a moment, I'm just glad to have my hand free of this damn thing. And then I stop. And I look up. And I see the creature has turned around. And is now staring at me with, so it has like a vaguely human face, but it has like a cluster of eyes just kind of scattered around its face.
Awesome.
And its lower jaw, like it doesn't have like a jaw, it's just like a split pair of like mandibles.
Oh God.
And there's
there's
something dangling, like some kind of like appendage that's like dangling from that's kind of like snapping.
Ew.
It's looking right at me.
And then in my normal conversational volume, are we not being quiet anymore?
I think we're in a battle with this thing. I think we are in combat with this.
For the record, I am taking these dice and I'm putting them back in the bag.
So there's
Thank you.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to set them over here so I can put them back in the bag.
Dice jail. Dice jail at the very least.
They're in timeout. I don't want to accidentally grab them next week.
So I'm going to suggest that there's actually a monster in the Delph rulebook that fits with this, and it's called a Night Spawn.
Oh, how about that?
It's a formidable monster. It features mutated form, drives, guard against intruders, lurk in the shadows, endure beyond memory. And it's mutated beast, which can take a variety of forms. Some are animal-like or combine the characteristics of different creatures. Others are bizarre aberrations seemingly born of chaos. A few even possess twisted mockeries of human features.
Yeah.
These would be considered rare, so I'll put them on the chart as rare. And
I'd say its skin looks like that, like the clumps or whatever are like, they're almost like clumps of coal.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's got like that sort of almost iridescent like sheen
Yeah,
to it.
so it's a
Oh,
coal.
you mentioned like
Yeah.
it was something was catching the light. That's great. Yeah. So it's a formidable creature according to this. So I'm gonna, and I kind of feel like it should be. It feels like. So I'm gonna add this to our progress tracks.
Yeah. Did we say that Ben's not allowed to roll dice anymore?
Yeah, Ben, you're done. You're done, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Those specific dice.
I'm not really sure that we need to limit it to that.
Yeah, no, he hasn't proven himself as being. Why did it cross through Night Spawn?
Listen, I just want to say that the failures have resulted in some memorable events.
This is true.
Yeah. I don't know if that's an excuse though. All right. Okay, so we need to. Oh, we all have to enter the fray. We're essentially, you know, I have to imagine so it's staring right at you. But
What if I don't want to enter the fray? What if I just want to let poor mushroom fairy stew in her own juices? No, that's not Karl. Karl is not that way.
let's see here.
Who's gonna patch you up?
Good point.
So for entering the fray, we all do this. So
Yes.
if you enter into combat, set the rank of each of your foes, which we've done. Then roll to determine who's in control.
Not me.
If you are facing off against your foe, roll plus heart. Moving into position against an unaware foe or striking without warning, roll plus shadow. Ambush, roll plus wits. So you could still win initiative there, Shiitake, unless you want to just say you do not have initiative because of your epic failure.
Well, it wasn't a critical failure, so
Yeah, I kind of feel like you should be able to roll initiative. You just drew its attention, but maybe you can react fast. So we all do that. I'm going to be moving from. I'm going to be trying to stay hidden. I'm hiding in the shadows. I'm moving into a position against the foe that hopefully doesn't know me, that I'm there, because I moved behind the door. So I'm trying to be sneaky. Personally. And that is a weak hits. Take +2 momentum or take initiative. I'm going to take initiative.
Can I say I'm ambushed?
You can. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Because I kind of feel like you described yourself as being ambushed.
Yeah. Anything where I can roll wits. Not that it's helped me so far. Oh, well, that's much better. All right, I got a strong hit.
+2 momentum then. +2 momentum,
Nice.
and you have initiative.
Okay.
How'd Dollywood do, Gretchen?
She went on ahead and, well, this is going to be a heart and iron, I guess, because we're fighting.
It depends on how you're looking on it. It's either going to be heart, shadow, or wits. If you're going to go toe-to-toe with it, it's heart. If you're like moving, trying to sneak around, it's shadow. And if you're ambushed, it's wits. So it's probably heart or shadow for you.
All right, well, I don't think I'm going to go with shadow. What happens when you do equal to?
You that's a not a hit.
Yeah, you got to beat it.
Okay, well, then I got a weak hit.
All right, so you can either take initiative or you can take +2 momentum.
And can you remind me what the momentum, how that works?
So when you have a lot of momentum, you can use that number of momentum that you've gained in exchange for any dice rolls. So let's say you, on your D6, you roll a 3 and you're doing the wits plus wits. So you roll a 3 on the die and then you have a 6. But let's say you have 2 7s on the challenge dice. If you have 8 momentum, you could burn that momentum. And instead of having your 6, which would have been the 3 plus 3, you take 8. You have an 8 instead. It counts as your dice.
Okay, I think I'll take initiative then.
Okay. And how did Karl do?
Karl got a weak hit, so I am going to place myself between the intrepid mushroom fairy and the bad thing. Shake my spear real hard at the probably about to be oncoming Icky, and just yell as deep and guttural as I can to try to make myself look as big as possible and take initiative.
So we all have initiative then.
Yay!
We all have initiative. I think Shiitake should be able to act first because Shiitake is in dire straits.
Yeah. So I'm going to use my skirmisher ability and just kind of step forward and like get ready to kind of fend this thing off because I feel responsible for putting my companions in danger. So what am I doing here? Face danger. Holding a foe at bay using spear's reach. Okay, so iron or so I guess I will use edge for this. Oh, lip's sake. Nope.
Who let Ben roll?
Nope. You did. You told me to go first.
Ben's character Shiitake's gonna advance faster than any of us, though. Let's be real.
So
this is true.
So I had a miss.
Wow.
So wait a minute. Let's see. So that move is technically a face danger move. So, pay the price.
Oh boy.
I'll pay the price.
For the love of God.
Oh, let's see. Dare we roll on the table and see what happens?
Yeah,
Go for it.
Oh no!
God.
Something of value is lost or destroyed.
Oh dear.
So as I try to step forward for the to kind of defend things, I'm in like such kind of a panic and a rush that I actually lose my grip on my grandmother's rifle.
Oh no!
It tumbles from my hands, skids across the floor, and as the creature steps around the corner, it stomps on it and snaps.
No.
And I'm just like, ugh.
Such a part of your character in my mind. Even like
sad.
I know, like even Roach is like
oh, that's bad.
Wow,
I'll
that's
have to make you a new thing out of its bones.
Well, I think Karl would be next.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Boy, that sucks so hard. Oh boy.
Believe it or not, I've only failed twice in this session. It feels
before Karl goes, I'm gonna mention this is a really good opportunity to make a new iron vow for yourself though later. To find the parts to fix it. You can make like a vow or to do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which would help with your spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great way to do that. And you gain XP.
Yeah.
Karl.
Yeah, well, I've got my spear, and I am going to start to chant the names of all of the things that it has killed. And I am going to roll me some heart, because I'm doing my keen ritual.
Oh.
Ooh, maybe. This might be good. 4, 5, 6, 7 versus a 6 and a 1. Shit on me. All right. Okay. On a strong hit, the wielder inflicts +1 harm when they strike or clash. If they roll a 1 on their action die when making a move to inflict harm, no, I did not do that. Okay. So does that mean that is that all I do this round, or do I still get to attack?
I'm sorry, I was reading my own thing here. I had to read something.
My ritual was to chant the names of all the things that my weapon has killed in the past, which I did, which means that when I then strike or clash, I get a bonus. I'm not sure, though, if the chanting is my action for this round or if I still get to attack.
My opinion is that you should be able to attack as well.
Awesome. Okay, then. All right. When I am striking... Yes, I are striking. Okay. So I'm striking with iron. So it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Combat's the one thing I'm good at.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a strong hit. Okay. Yeah, 5 on the D6 and a 1 and a 3 on the D10s. I am happy. Maybe I can share some of my good rolls with Ben.
Maybe.
So how much damage did you do then?
Okay.
Very slow birds. That makes me laugh. That's just so funny to me. Karl's like rushing into battle. Behold the spear that has killed squirrels, turtles, and very slow birds.
Chicken.
Chickens. They're pretty fast.
Yes, they
All
are.
right, so how much total damage did you do?
Okay, I think that just being a weapon in and of itself is 2. And then on a strong hit, it's +1 harm, so 3.
All right, that's awesome.
Yes. So yeah, I fiercely stick the spear into. You know, that was so good. I'm going to say that I stick it directly into one of those. Just.
I feel bad for the creature just even thinking of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and go away. You. Yeah.
All right, so
I think that means I add 3 harms or 3 ticks to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 3 ticks to the thing.
No,
No?
well, not ticks. 3
boxes?
Yeah, 3 boxes.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, a total of 3 boxes. It's not, no, it's really good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Awesome.
what Karl is good at. I mean, yeah.
I do sticking sharp, pointy things into soft, squishy things that scream and bleed.
I'm supposed to be good at smart things, and that hasn't worked out so well.
I think failures are actually more fun than successes in this game. Dollywood, you want to go next? You got a weak hit as well, right? And you took initiative. Yeah.
I did, but where on earth do I find how much damage my weapon does?
What's your weapon?
Staff.
I think all weapons do too, I thought.
So a staff does not. I think it's all bladed weapons, because a staff you have to have the staff combat ability. It's called like the long staff or the long.
Oh, well, I don't have that combat ability, so
you just do 1 damage when you hit something. But I mean, it's like still damage.
Armed with a deadly weapon, 2 harm, improvised or simple weapon, which includes staff. Yeah, 1 harm. Yeah.
I need to rethink this weapon later down the line. All
I'll
right.
sharpen one of its bones for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So weak hit. So if I roll a d6 here and then do +1 or plus my duper, right? Guess it would be iron.
Yeah, but if you think that fighting it like one-on-one combat isn't a useful notion for Dollywood, this isn't like D&D. There's lots of other things that you can do which can be useful during combat. Like you could
aid another.
Well,
you could aid
so
another.
Then Dollywood will. I'm guessing since this thing doesn't seem to have eyes necessarily.
Oh, it does. It has a whole face of eyes. Yeah.
It had a whole face of eyes. Okay. I'm hung up on the sucky things.
I mean, you also have your assets. Some of your assets I know are magical abilities. They might relate. There might be a way to use one of them in a situation like this.
No.
But you can also create something that you would be interested in creating, in terms of, like, if you wanted to secure an advantage for somebody, like you could think of the environment. You just create the story yourself, so it's a narrative first, so you can kind of do that, or you can fight it. I'm not trying to discourage you from fighting it if that's what you want to do, but if you want to do something else.
Okay, so Dolly will grab some like dried. What would this be? Some dried moss that once kind of grew at the early part of the breakdown on the walls, but has since then kind of dried and shriveled up. And will pass her flame over it to light it on fire. And because of the heft of the moss, she'll throw it kind of not towards her companions, but definitely to the side of the creature to try to get it to at least pull back. What could go wrong? And since I already had a weak hit on that, do I need to re-roll anything there?
You rolled a weak hit for your entering the fray, right?
Yeah.
So this is a new thing. And technically you're securing an advantage for somebody.
I thought she did roll though, because weren't we looking at what she caused damage for?
Oh, did you actually roll to hit it?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, okay.
And I definitely am not. I guess I get a weak hit here.
Okay, so you give somebody basically whoever you give an advantage to is going to get a +1 momentum.
Oh, I definitely give the advantage to the stabber. So Karl.
Okay.
Oh no, Ben might need it more.
So Roach has been kind of like hiding in the shadows, and as Karl is standing toe to toe with this thing, and Shiitake is doing who knows what.
Traumatized by the loss of her grandmother's
spirit. And I see Dollywood sort of doing this distraction. Roach is like, and Dollywood's like light is the only light source, so it's like causing all these crazy like shadows like bounce everywhere. And Roach is using those shadows to move from place to place. And as Dollywood kind of distracts the creature, Roach comes out of like nowhere, dagger in hand, his like sort of cloak fluttering behind him, and of course this dagger is this like jagged piece of rusted iron. Doesn't even look like it was really a weapon, but it's like, it's kind of coated in like brown, but not rust necessarily, like old dirty blood, with like just a wrap around a thinner part of that metal as the handle.
Basically, he's got a shank.
Yeah, but it's big. It's like short, almost short sword style size. And I'm gonna try to strike this thing, but I actually have. This is actually my little special thing too. I'm actually kind of good at killing stuff as well.
Yeah.
This is cutthroat. So if you wield a dagger or knife, when you're positioned to strike an unsuspecting foe, choose one. Either add +2 and take +1 momentum on a hit, or inflict +2 harm on a hit.
Nice.
So you did 3. I'm going to pick the +2 to hit and a +1 momentum on if I make a hit. So I'm actually +5 on this roll.
Ooh.
Nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
Could have used a
And
few plus
thank
fives.
God I was +5 because I would not have made it otherwise. I got a weak hit,
Wow.
Wow.
so I do 2 damage, and I do gain a momentum.
Cool.
And then let's see here. Strike on a weak hit, inflict your harm, and lose initiative. So I did 2. I'll mark that on here. So yeah, I cut into its side and just like there's this kind of sort of this tearing sound, and a number of those like suctiony things kind of go like, bleh, and there's just kind of this like, as I tear it open, from around those sucky things, these kind of like wormy creatures come dropping to the ground. They're like kind of like splattering, and it's clear that they can't survive outside of that, but that those suction cuppy things are actually like homes for fully developed monstrous kind of creatures. So they're just like, and they're just kind of like, you know, like fish out of water, kind of like flopping around on the ground. And in fact, like as Roach is kind of bouncing away, he like stomps on a couple of them that like kind of like landed on his legs or his foot, you know, kind of kicks them off.
Nice.
I don't have initiative anymore. Shiitake definitely doesn't have initiative.
I think I still do.
Yeah, Dollywood has
Yeah.
initiative, and so does Karl. I'm kind of suggesting Karl should be next.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, that worked pretty well last time, so let's do it again. Yeah. Again with the chanting. That wasn't nearly as good. Alright, so that's going to be 1 plus 1 plus 3.
And remember that one time there was a duck.
Sadly, only a weak hit this time. But that's okay. I can deal with dealing with a weak hit on a do on a weak hit. As above, I get the +1 when I strike or clash, but the voices also join in my song, so I also endure stress. Awesome.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Interesting. So yeah, that duck and those chickens, they join in the chorus of stuff what I killed. Creepy on so many levels. Ew. All right. Well, let's see what we can do as far as whackity whacking. Okay, so 6 plus 3 is 9 plus 1 is... That's another strong hit. Good.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, thank God.
Wow.
All right.
I like Amanda's dice.
I
Yeah.
know.
For reals.
I only do one thing. All right. There we go. Knock yourself out. Next.
So did you just take 1 stress, or do you take
2
stress?
stress. Let me reread the thing just in case. Endure stress, take 2 stress.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
But you still have to make the endure stress roll.
Ah, okay.
So it's plus spirit or plus heart, whatever's higher.
Yeah. Well, they're equal, so that is okay. Endure stress. Ooh, It's probably not so good. That's going to be 5 versus... That's going to be a weak hit.
You press on then.
I press on. Yes. Okay. So nothing particularly happens other than taking the 2 stress.
And so you
Okay, cool.
you still have initiative. So technically you can continue to act. So you did 3 more damage to it?
Yep.
So it's
Doesn't somebody else still have initiative?
You're the only one who has initiative.
Oh dear
I
God.
thought I still had initiative.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh yeah,
probably
you do
did.
still have
Yeah.
initiative. But what I was going to say real quick before doing that. So now how much damage has the thing taken?
Switch back to that. It's 2 away from being done.
It's up to 8.
Yes.
So I might suggest to get Dollywood in on the story here.
Mm-hmm.
It's already taken enough damage that you might want to try to end the fight. Do you want to try to?
you.
So that's a progress move, Gretch. So in that case, you'd only roll the d10s, and it's up against the 8 that we've done damage-wise. You're essentially... It says, when you make a move to take decisive action and score a strong hit, you may resolve the outcome of this fight. If you do, roll the challenge dice and compare your progress. Momentum is ignored on this roll. So you just roll the d10s, and you want to get...
But wait, though, do you have to make a move in order to trigger the end the fight?
I think you can end the fight at any time.
No, because it sounds like... So it's when you make a move to take a decisive action and then score a strong hit.
Yeah.
Oh God, that makes it even harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
well,
could always
So you
throw
could
some
try to,
fire at the thing.
so
you could
Dolly is going to grab the edge of one of the tables and start running towards the thing with it, trying to push it back against a wall with one of these tables and squish it more.
I would still call that a strike then. That's probably plus iron, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's using strength. Uh-oh.
I got a weak hit.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
So would that be that's only 1 damage?
Yeah, but it's up to 9, and you no longer have initiative. So
Okay.
none of us have initiative anymore, right? Oh, Karl still has
Technically,
initiative.
Oh,
I
my.
still do.
Then-
Yeah.
Then
sorry.
Karl. Oh wait, so you had a strong hit last time?
Oh.
Yeah,
On
you-
the hitting, yes. On the keening, no.
Well, then you could have tried to end the fight if you wanted to,
Oh.
because you had the strong hit.
Oops. These rules are strange.
Yeah, I don't think I would suggest that Karl could still try to end the fight now.
Yeah, go
If
for
you
it,
guys are
Karl.
okay with that, because we just missed.
If that's what y'all want, I will be more than happy to make that attempt.
Unless you want to try to fight it again.
I'm a little embarrassed by my success here and I'm thinking really that being able to do both at the same time is a little too strong, but we can probably
it makes
discuss
sense
that
that-
after.
I think it makes sense because then it's like you do something like you take some kind of decisive action and that like triggers the end of the fight.
Yeah, like either it
Yeah.
dies or
Yeah. Well-
or it runs away or
And it doesn't have to be like a strike or a clash, like so.
Ooh, that was... So I'm only rolling the d10s.
yes,
correct.
but it's against a 9.
Yeah, but it's against a 9. That is a weak hit because one of my d10s was a 10. A weak hit. The foe is no longer in the fight, but I also must choose one. It's worse than you thought. Endure harm, endure stress. New danger or foe appears. Collateral damage.
Skip that one.
Executive falls out, marked for vengeance. I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
I think
I
that
like that.
as this thing dies, it emits this high-pitched, almost like siren-like shriek that just echoes throughout the entire complex. And it's kind of like the audible equivalent of when you kill a yellow jacket, there's a pheromone that lingers on your skin and other yellow jackets are attracted to it.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yes, that's a thing.
That's terrifying.
Yes. Yeah, when you like smack one and make physical contact with the corpse, yeah, there's something there that will draw other yellow jackets. It's
I
horrible.
had never heard of that. Now I'm scared of yellow jackets.
I mean, you weren't scared of them before?
I mean,
Point.
like, I'm not really that scared of like those things. Like, I don't want to like hang out with them, but I'm not like scared of them. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But
I guess
now if I know
I've
that
been
if I get
stung by
one,
bee
I'm gonna-
more recently in this relationship, and that just
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say that these things, that if we run into others of these things, that they're gonna be gunning for Karl.
poor Karl.
Yeah.
Better remember.
Yeah. Does that seem reasonable? Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Awesome.
But somehow, some way, the creature is in fact
Yeah.
dead.
Boom!
Yeah.
Finally. Ugh, those
Amazingly,
suction
none of us got a
things.
scratch.
I can't.
Physically, anyway.
I know there were many other descriptions of this thing, but the sucky things just
Yeah, the sucky things.
makes me
Yeah.
think about. Has any of you seen live barnacles? And the
Yeah,
little-
that's what I was
like-
thinking.
Okay, yeah, they just
Yeah.
kind of poke in and out a little bit. It's
Mhm.
really, but even more disturbing.
Yeah.
It's its own flesh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't like it. It's
I don't know
icky.
what I'll be dreaming about tonight.
Yeah.
Mm. You're sleeping?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm definitely sleeping. Nightmares or not, I'm sleeping.
Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then-
I want to say like maybe even the creature's like maybe there's like some sack
There we
this
go.
like that like makes that
Stop.
noise.
Yeah.
The noises, and so like it's like slowly deflating. So the noise is like still going
Like
on,
kind of
even
winding
though
down a little
yeah,
bit.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
so like
Almost
it's
like a
still
Doppler
going on.
effect. Yeah.
Definitely putting pressure on us to make a choice. Now there's the
Yeah.
open door, or there's a doorway in one direction to our left that seems unblocked, but then there's a barricaded second door, right?
There's also bloody bodies all around it.
I scoop up the pieces of poor Mushroom Fairy's weapon
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hand them back to her.
Thanks.
Aw. If we have
Yeah,
time,
if you want to roleplay
I
that, I
can-
don't want to.
if we want to take the time, we could cut a bone out of this thing and I could make you a whacking
Yeah.
tool.
I don't want any part of that thing near this. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to touch that. Nobody wants to touch that.
Oh. I give it a
Um,
good sturdy kick just in case.
Okay, so looking at the barricaded door, it was highly dense glass. Was that right?
That was in the last room, but we can
Yeah.
say whatever it is.
The barricaded door, yeah, it's just got like chairs and tables piled up in front of it.
And there's bodies all around that?
Not that one.
Oh, the other door. So barricaded door or door with bodies all around it.
Okay, so I know I'm not the sharpest crayon in the drawer, but if that door is barricaded on this side, wouldn't that mean that there's something worse on the other side?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a reasonable assumption.
I mean, maybe somebody else has got more thinking meat, but yeah.
I'm going to tell you what, Karl. Now,
Huh.
I know that this mushroom farmer here and this Lady of Radiance are supposed to be guided by, I don't know, science or some sort of higher power or something. But so far, we just fall through the floor and encounter big, blobby, horrifying monsters like that when they're in the lead. So I think you should decide which way we go and lead the way.
Shiitake's got nothing. She shrugs.
I move as I say that, I move closer to Karl and be like, I say, go to the door that's not blocked.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. How about the door that's not blocked?
Great idea, Karl.
I'd say that's
did
as
it
good an
good.
option as any.
I did it good.
So let's go ahead and delve the depths again here.
I'm gonna slip the broken ends of my grandmother's rifle like into my satchel, but I'm gonna tear loose the metal like spear tip that's on it, so I can use that as a dagger.
Yeah. I offer you my stick with the glowing slime slug or slug slime on it. Would that help?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
I helped.
So I'm gonna take the cord and I'm gonna tie the blade onto the end of that staff.
Dolly's gonna pat Karl's shoulder, nod. You did help.
I helped. And I will boldly go forth and open the door that isn't barricaded, because Roach had a good idea and he's my thinking brain service creature.
Well, I think you could argue you're approaching the area either with observation, intuition, or expertise, and I would say intuition would be that, or with haste, which would be plus edge, because he's not really being very careful whatsoever.
Oh no.
It's certainly not stealth or trickery. So I would say either edge or wits. I don't know how you feel about it, but
yeah. So we're delving out. Yeah. Edge seems. Yeah. Edge.
he's just bursting through the door.
Yeah. Leroy Jenkins. Oh, well, yeah, this isn't immediate combat, so my rolls aren't as good. Right, okay, so, yeah, Edge, that's gonna be, hi, Mushroom Fairy!
Did you miss?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't forget to learn from your mistake.
Yeah.
So reveal a danger. So we gotta roll we gotta reveal a danger, but maybe we can once again reveal what's on the other side of this door before we do that.
Sure, why not?
So roll a percentile.
98. Wow.
Ooh. Something unusual or unexpected. So why don't we reveal the danger and then you can figure out what that is.
Awesome.
Or we can all workshop it together.
Okay.
Does it have to be a danger?
Yeah, when you fail, when you miss, it's a danger.
All right. 53 would be I encounter a hostile denizen. Ooh, I have a thought. I think that this is an access hatch, that it goes up about 6 feet to a capped off point that we can't go up, but it's got a ladder that goes significantly further down. But in that upper section, before you get to the capped off part, it's just thick with huge sticky webs and something that probably would be a spider if it didn't have quite so many legs. I don't think I can count that high. And its fangs are kind of drippy, and it's got another set of fangs where its spinnerets probably ordinarily should be.
Can we say the legs are human legs?
Awesome.
It's like tons of human legs.
Human hands.
God, so
Yeah,
human
I like
arms.
it. I like
It
it.
could be human arms.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be both, actually. Like,
Yeah.
just this, like, weird limbs. Well,
How big was it again?
Yeah, I'd say it's about the size of, like, I don't know, if it's something that size, it's about the size of a corgi, I'd think. Maybe. I mean, it's not huge to be in a
So it's
confined
got, like,
space.
Oh, so it's
arms
wait,
and
is it
legs.
like child hands or childlike
There we go.
limbs?
Yeah.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Oh, much worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds bad.
No.
I want to say that like the limbs are like, even though it's moving fine, the limbs are like kind of like decayed and like bruised and like
Kind of withered.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we should probably face danger. And maybe we can face danger. Maybe we'll call it quits because it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
So why don't we face danger?
Facing danger or entering the fray?
I mean, I don't know. Do we have to fight it yet?
Is it where is it again? Is it coming up the
I think
hatch?
basically that.
It's in the top, right?
Yeah, it's in the top, so it would be coming down at us.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's way worse.
But
But
maybe
it
we
wouldn't
can
be
slide
coming
by
down
really
to the
quick or
huge
keep it
fight.
at bay or something. If we all manage to face danger successfully.
True.
Otherwise, we'll just start in the middle of danger next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
Well, I'm gonna try to hold it at bay with my spear, my new spear.
Roach, being right behind Karl, is going to just say, hell no.
Nope.
Leap past Karl, jump down to the ladder, and just like slide down the ladder as fast as you can. Try to escape it. So I am trying to get out of there as quickly as I can.
I like it.
Oof. Okay. I didn't. The good news is I didn't fail.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
The bad news is I only got a weak hit. I
also got a weak hit.
Alright.
I got a strong hit that time. Yay.
Oh shoot. Alright, so I succeed, but at a troublesome cost.
How
Okay.
Dollywood do, Gretch?
Oh, weak hit.
Okay, so on a weak hit, you succeed but face a troublesome cost. Choose one. You are delayed, lose advantage, or face a new danger. Gretch, you have the sheet for this, I believe, the face danger sheet in the packet I gave you. Look at that and see what the weak hit options are.
Ah. Oh. Amanda.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh wow.
How is that image worse than the last one?
You're literally an author of
Jesus
like
Christ.
grimdark stuff, dude. you're like the purveyor of horror. We're just doing it in a game.
The difference of seeing it in my mind and seeing it visually, seeing somebody else doing it.
Let's see the GIF version. It rides.
Oh
Right,
god.
right.
How'd you do, Gretch?
I got.
You got the weak hit.
You face the consequences of an earlier
Yeah.
choice or approach.
So I'll go ahead and start in this case because I did manage to say I jumped. So Roach jumps in and you see him slide down and he's looking up at this thing and there's just like all of these limbs writhing and he sees the rest of you and the king moves further away and he kind of looks up. In one direction is this writhing arms and legs monster, but in the other direction it's just pure darkness. And for a moment it feels like his heart stops, like he's just starts like shaking, and actually he loses his grip on the ladder. Fortunately it was really close to the ground, so he falls to the ground in some just completely dark place and he just can't feel anything around him, and there's just this like little hole of light above with this writhing creature. And I'm going to take stress from that. So I'm going to endure stress on that.
All right.
And I will do that right now. And I got a weak hit, so I press on. But I am down to now 2 spirit.
Damn.
And
whoever else wants to go.
All right, so I got a hit on using the skirmisher. I used edge, so I'm going to take the 1 momentum. But I got a weak hit, so I successfully hold the thing at bay from I keep it from lunging down. But I'm going to say it does. It does try to snatch down, and it ends up scratching my arm. So I'm gonna take some damage from that.
Oh my god, that moving GIF is
right?
just nightmare fuel. Oh my god.
What? Where is this?
It's in the Facebook chat. Anybody that's listening to this, I feel, you know what? If you're listening to this, you're glad you can't see it. Let me just say it right now.
These are the things that occupy my headspace.
How about Dollywood next? Then we'll finish up with Karl, who is made a strong success.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was consequences. Dolly is maneuvering to get down towards the opening that Roach went down, but also to try to stay near the other 2. And as she's doing that, she gets dizzy. Maybe she hit her head a little harder on the stalactite than she
I forgot about that.
Planned on, and falls into some of the spider's webbing. Which, how catastrophic do we want to make this? If her hand is still glowing, which it is, is the webbing flammable?
That sounds like a positive to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be both. Like, you manage to get by the creature because it's distracted by the flames, but then you also take damage. Maybe you get scorched or something like that.
Yeah, and also I'm putting you 2 in danger. So
Karl laughs at stupid suicidal danger.
Yeah, so maybe
mainly because he doesn't understand it.
Maybe a little bit of both there. Sometimes when you play with fire, you get burned.
Nice.
She did upset her lady earlier.
True.
Okay.
Cranky
So
lady.
you're gonna go ahead and take a damage then.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna need to endure harm. So roll plus health or plus iron, whatever's higher. I think your health is at 4 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's plus 4 then. So roll d6 plus 4 and compare it to your challenge dice.
Oh, I got a strong hit.
All right. So you can choose one. Shake it off. If your health is greater than 0, you can suffer -1 momentum in exchange for +1 health. Or you can embrace the pain and take the damage, but also take +1 momentum.
I guess I will embrace the pain because that's what my life is with fire. So then I'll take 1 momentum from that and 1 damage from that.
You take 1 damage, but you add 1 momentum.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Awesome.
I don't remember what I said anymore because it's late, but that's what I was heading towards.
All right, so Karl, finish us up. We'll do this as sort of the last move of the night.
Right then. I take the one momentum. As I go darting through the opening, I sort of flourish my spear up at the thing and sort of make a lunging gesture towards it. And then when it doesn't immediately leap to attack me, that's what I thought, and head on.
All right, so
I'm taunting it.
to finish this up then, I guess Dollywood and we all kind of start moving, or is Shiitake staying up top?
Did Dollywood go down the hole?
She is in the process of getting down the hole,
Okay.
But
yeah.
I mean, I guess once everybody's through and I've like fended this thing back, I'll start moving down.
Yeah.
All right, so then the light finally starts to move into the room below, revealing the next location in our delve. But we can start with that next time. We'll start right there, start fresh as the light sort of illuminates what's in there. That was fun, guys. And I guess we'll be back to Thursday in 2 weeks again.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks from Thursday, we'll get back to that. And that's good for me as well.
Awesome.
Tuesdays or Thursdays are really good, but I think Thursdays is better for you, Ben, right? So
Yeah.
all right, so 2 weeks from Thursday then, and yeah, good fun.
All right.
And
Cool.
all right, take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Yes.